Chronic tension headaches, neck pain, mid-back pain, even low back pain can be the result of too much of this, where your head is constantly forward to the midline of your body. In other words, your head is sitting out too far forward. It's not in line with your neck and upper back. It's no longer in balance. And we call this forward head posture or forward head carriage, where there's an imbalance in the upper body. And with the neck and head so far forward, you start getting into problems with muscle fatigue and muscle weakness. And this can lead to things like localized pain in the form of a headache or neck pain, or even referred pain. So you'll have pain in the mid-back, out in the shoulders, and even the low back. On top of that, you can start having a decrease in mobility, a decrease in range of motion in your neck, and that can lead to other problems in the future. And then coupled with a lack of flexibility and range of motion in your neck and upper back, you can start getting degenerative changes. So degenerative joint disease, degenerative disc disease, where the disc heights actually start to decrease in your neck. And this can cause permanent changes, so permanent forward head carriage, which can lead to things like numbness and tingling in your hands, even a loss of grip strength. And over time, you can start getting to a point where your head is always going to be forward, and then you start getting that hump. You'll start to get that increased kyphosis or increased curvature in your mid-back. And that's just something you don't really want to deal with as you get older. So it's very important that you take care of this early so you don't have these problems later in life. So what causes forward head posture, and what are the contributing factors that keep your head too far forward from the midline of your body? What's reinforcing this behavior? Well, it's really easy for me to stand here and say you just need to stand up straight or stop slouching in your chair when you're sitting, but I think it's more than that. As an example, I think in today's society, everybody's staring at their phone. Look around the next time you're out in public. A lot of people sit there, they stare at their phone for long periods of time, or they're staring at a laptop at work for long periods of time, and they're putting their head and neck in that forward posture. Sitting for long periods of time, watching TV, especially if you don't sit up straight, you kind of slouch when you sit, that can reinforce forward head posture. Lack of exercise, not exercising enough, so you have an imbalance in the strength in your body, or not stretching. Maybe you exercise all the time, but you're not stretching before and after you exercise, and that's causing problems. A good example is I see a lot of people that come into my office and they have very tight pecs and shoulders, and their shoulders are forward. And if your shoulders are rolled forward, your neck and head will come forward. So by stretching your pecs, by stretching your chest, it'll bring your shoulders back, which will bring your neck and head back. Stress and anxiety. A lot of people have a lot of stress and anxiety in their lives, and a lot of people will react to stress and anxiety by kind of rolling forward or having this sort of rolled forward position. So it's very important to obviously decrease that in your life, along with exercising and stretching. So there's a lot of contributing factors that sort of add up to keeping this forward position and this forward head posture. Finally, how do we fix this? How do we correct forward head posture? And how do we get your head back so it's balanced over your neck and upper back? Well, it's easy for me to say, just stop using your phone so much or sit up straight when you're watching TV. But maybe you have a job where you're working 8 to 10 hours a day in front of a laptop. I mean, that's what you do 5 days a week. And so you're putting yourself in this position for long, long periods of time. Well, you could get up and stretch and move around, you could take breaks and so on, but what about also strengthening the muscles that bring your shoulders back as an example? So you could go to the gym and you could do a rowing machine, or you could work with weights that, a pulley system, or maybe a dumbbell on a bench. So you're actually working on the rhomboids, or you're working on the muscles in the mid-back that retract the scapula. So by building the muscles in the back to hold back the shoulders, on top of stretching the shoulders, you're keeping your back, you're keeping your upper back in that position, which then brings your neck back and brings your head back. And if you have neck pain and back pain or shoulder pain or headaches, it's important that you have this treated. You want to seek out therapy. So you can come into our office and we'll work on range of motion, we'll work on flexibility, we'll start working on these painful areas and help you resolve these problems, and then we'll give you exercises and stretching routines to help to support what we do. Now, it seems obvious, but a lot of people are not aware of their posture. And simply being aware of the fact that you have this forward head carriage will help you correct it. So standing up straight whenever you can, sitting up straight when you're watching TV, those things can help to correct this, along with the stretching and the exercises and all the things that I discussed. Because you want to get on top of this. You don't want to let this go, because the older you get, the more this will set in, and now you'll start having this permanent forward head carriage or forward head posture. You'll start getting this increased curvature in your mid-back, and you'll kind of be stuck with it, and we definitely don't want to see that. So it's important to start getting this treated and working on this early.